So it's fairly safe to assume that everyone's a bit worried about the new YouTube terms and conditions, whether you know about how the YouTube terms and conditions work or not. There's going to be someone or a group of people or some channels or a bunch of people that are going to be worried about this no matter what. Now, I'm not talking about the terms and conditions themselves, because that's been done to death over the past few days. Instead, I want to talk about how YouTube has brought this out, what this means for a smaller channel like my own, and why we're even on this website to begin with. Now, to begin with, YouTube's communication skills are terrible. They're the worst communication skills I've ever really seen for anything. There's been so many cases on this website where someone's had something going wrong with their channel when they try to communicate with someone from YouTube. Every single time they try to do this, they either get completely ignored or it takes a really long time for them to get any recognition at all. Now, I don't know if this is because YouTube is incredibly busy, which could be the case, or it could just be the fact that they don't really care. To say that no one knew about these new terms and conditions would be lying, because at least some channels or people have, and those people have been rather rude about this whole situation. There's really a very specific reason for this. There's been so many channels that haven't known about this and has never really taken any notice of this. And then YouTube brings out these new terms and conditions on a list and they show it to everyone. Everyone reads it, thinks that some of them are a bit questionable, some of them are a bit vague, and then people start getting monetization removal things. And it's at that point where people did become a bit concerned. Whether you can get these removed or not, this is very concerning, and people have every right in the world to be so, especially when everything like this was happening at one specific time. Now, is YouTube coming to an end? Definitely not. There is nothing to suggest that YouTube is coming to an end. Everyone that is suggesting this is pretty much just fear-mongering, and there's no reason for them to really do this. So if you see a video where the title is pretty much something like YouTube's coming to an end, or should I quit my channel, or something like that, it's pretty much just fear-mongering. Ignore it. Even if this has been in effect for quite some time, you do kind of have to wonder why so many channels got hit at the exact same time. Sure, there's been channels with videos that have had monetization removed because they've had specific tags or words in video descriptions or titles, but it's been nothing to the scale that it was the other day. And again, this is what has scared people the most. That's why a lot of people have been worried about this. Again, people do have the right to be worried about this, especially if they didn't know about these new terms and conditions and then they just came out at the same time, and then they see a bunch of new videos come up from a bunch of different channels saying the exact same thing, that their videos are being demonetized for no specific reason. They have a right to worry. How many videos you upload or the type of content you make is very irrelevant in this situation. If you make several videos a day, that's irrelevant. If all of those videos you upload in one day have a monetization removal, then you still have to go through all of those and wait for them to become remonetized, and by that time that video could have run its course and no one would really care about that video anymore. So in some cases this is very important regardless of the content you make. Now, for a channel like mine, does this really affect me? Not at all. Not in any way whatsoever. My channel's way too small and YouTube has much bigger fish to fry when it comes to this community. My channel is nothing in comparison to others. Now, does this mean I can make any content I want? No. I still have to abide by YouTube's terms and conditions. Even if I still put something about ISIS in the description or the title or something, I'm still going to be detected by a automated system and I'm still going to have monetization taken away. Just because I'm small doesn't mean I'm completely immune to all of this new stuff. Now, I don't know if this has actually been mentioned at all, but I kind of want to bring it up because I haven't seen anything about this. Now, some of these points on the thing, would they have to go through the actual video to find that thing, or would they have to just look in the description or in the video title to find it and be like, no, this is coming infringement on these things and we have to take away that? Some of these things are very unclear, especially with the vulgar language. How much vulgar language can you say before it's taken away? It's a very mundane thing to point out, but it's something to think about nonetheless, especially with how vague some of these points are. Now, in all of this, I think YouTube keeps forgetting why we are here. And if anyone's been around for long enough and they remember YouTube's tagline, it was YouTube broadcast yourself. That means that you could be yourself and you could say what you want and you wouldn't have to worry about the repercussions of what you say from other people. Obviously, there would still be boundaries, but you could still be yourself and say whatever you want. And you didn't have to really worry about people taking away these things like monetization rights because they thought that this video was too controversial to be monetized. And that was the magic about YouTube to begin with, is that you could just come here and do whatever you want. And it's why I started doing YouTube, because I could make random videos about whatever I want. Sure, I was a bit worried about some of the things that I've said and done in previous videos that I've made, but in the end I uploaded them and just left them because it's my content and I can do whatever I want because it's my channel. Regardless of what I say or what I do, it's my channel. Even if the servers are being provided by YouTube and the terms and conditions are being provided by YouTube, they can't control what I put on my channel. That is up to me. I don't need someone to tell me what I can and can't put on my channel. I made and designed my channel around gaming videos, and if I want to make videos about gaming, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. Whether I make the video about a controversial topic, or whether I make the video about a let's play or a review or a controversial review or anything like that, that's my decision, and it doesn't need to be YouTube's for me to know if it's okay or not. Sure, we're on this website as a choice. No one's told us that we have to stay here. But in terms of producing and uploading videos, this is the most well fleshed out platform on the internet. But really, I think everyone should really just keep in mind and remember that this is a platform made for the community. But as the years have gone on and YouTube has become a much more commercial website, it's become a lot less what it once was, which was a place for people to just come and do whatever they want. Now, with all this being said, YouTube's well within their right to do this. They're only really following what they think is right. Because if you think of it in the grand scheme of things, then advertisers are the main backbone of this website. If advertisers pull out, then YouTube's just going to go down because there's no real income for YouTube. It's all fine content creators saying that you can make a Patreon or you can get fan funding or anything like that, but as soon as the actual website starts losing money, because you need to remember, this is all being provided by Google or YouTube or whoever it is that owns YouTube. I think it's still Google. But at that point when Google starts losing money because advertisers don't want to be associated with these specific videos, that's the point where Google starts thinking that YouTube isn't a very stable platform for them anymore, and they want to take away monetization completely, maybe just completely close down the website because they don't think that they can keep the servers open with a stable income. This doesn't mean that the automated system is perfect, because it's not. There's still a lot of things to iron out in this thing, such as videos that are intended to help people with mental health issues, or videos that are just trying to generally talk about something, whether it be their experience with something or anything like that. These things that want to help people, and the automated system is just taking away the monetization rights for those videos, and it is kind of still broken, and they do kind of need to fix this. Now, this section is a few days after I actually recorded the original video. The original video was recorded on like Sunday, so it turned out that a lot of these videos were already demonetized. However, the content creators weren't told about this. If you wanted to find out about this, you had to go into the editing thing for the actual video to find out if it was still monetized or not. There was no visual or notification to tell you that this was an actual thing that had happened, that had changed, and you can't earn money off this video anymore. You weren't told at all, which was pretty shady if you ask me. YouTube should have at least told some people that this was happening. Regardless of if people knew about this or not, YouTube should have told people that this is a thing. You might want to check your monetization on each of your videos that you think might be affected by this, and possibly people might not be pissed off about this as much. But like I said in the last section, YouTube's communication skills are terrible. They always have been and they always will, and there's not much really going to change about that. But if you think about this on a grand scheme of things and you think about the whole picture of YouTube, YouTube has to maintain an image of this is a advertiser friendly website. Anyone can really come here. Is this going to turn into a website for channels like toy reviews or things like that? Probably not. It's going to be stricter on what you can and can't talk about, but it's not going to turn into that. That's a bit extreme, really. Why did people think that? That's insane. But again, this is kind of just a safety net for YouTube, so something's got its back if something goes wrong. Because really thinking about it now, this is more for the safety of YouTube than the content creators, because they're putting the adverts on, they're sorting all this crap out, and content creators don't really have a say in this. So yeah, this is again just a safety net for them. What do you guys have to say about it? I'm a bit more cleared up with my cold now. The video was the other day, it still sounded a bit funny, but I don't as much now, and I feel a bit better. I'm interested in what you guys have to say about it, extremely interested. So if you have any opinions, thoughts, points of views, go right in, put it in the news. Thoughts and feelings and suggestions, please leave a comment below. Again, super interested to see what you guys have to think about this. As for me, like I said, it's not really going to affect us really bad. Some of the things obviously are going to change, but it's not gonna horribly affect us. So thank you guys very much for watching, and until next time, good day. Oh, and there's a link in the description for something interesting if you want to check that out. It's a new thing that I'm doing. Well, kind of a new thing. I've been working on it for months, but I've only just felt like being in the mood to do it. You can look at that if you want. Anyway,